Hello, first grade. Today I want to talk to you about halves and quarters of shapes. So I'm going to use some money to help demonstrate. Last unit we learned that 4 quarters makes $1. So if you think about 4 parts makes one whole, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters, and together they equal $1. If I had a friend and I wanted to share my dollar and split it in half, sort of like the cookie that I talked to you about yesterday, but I wanted it to be equal, I would get 2 quarters and my friend would get 2 quarters. I have 1/2 of the dollar and they have 1/2 of the dollar, and our parts are equal. If I had 3 friends and we wanted to share my dollar, I would get a quarter and each friend would get 1 quarter. So we would each have 1 quarter of the dollar. Sometimes it's called 1/4, but we're going to use the word 1 quarter. So I have a quarter and each friend has a quarter. Together, when you bring our pieces together, it equals 1 whole dollar. And we each ended up with equal parts, which remember means that all parts are the same size. In this case, they're all the same value. They all equal 25 cents. We can use the same idea with shapes. So I have a few shapes here, and I'm going to just talk to you about how we can split the shapes up. So let's start with halves. If I have a circle, sort of like my cookie, and I want to cut it into half, that means it is in 2 pieces. I can make those pieces equal and cut it right down the middle, or I can make them unequal and cut it down the side. We each still have 1/2. That is 1 of 2 pieces. That's what half means. I can do the same with a rectangle, but I could also cut it into quarters, which is fourths. So I would have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if in your assignment that you're going to do on Seesaw, it'll say color in 1/4. So you just color in 1 of 4 pieces. So they're each cut into 1 quarter. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, if you think about the quarters, it's 25, 50, 75, $1. So they're each part of a whole piece. You could split your triangle. I'm going to just split this one in half. And on your Seesaw activity, it'll tell you to color in 1/2. And it does not say that the halves or your pieces have to be equal. So you can make unequal pieces if you would like. So like for the square, I can cut it into 2 pieces and it could be unequal. But you still just have to color in 1/2. So when it says half, that means you're splitting it into 2 parts. And just keep thinking about the quarters that we use. Half, you get 2 parts of the dollar. And when it says quarters, you're splitting it into 4 parts. So again, if you think about 4 quarters make $1. So a quarter is 1 of 4 parts. So you're going to go on to Seesaw, and there is a shape activity where you are going to divide the shapes into halves and quarters, and then it will tell you color 1/2 or 1 quarter of your shape.